As we come on the air tonight, we are learning the names and ages of the 3 people shot outside Whitmer High School's football stadium last Friday night. Our cameras caught the moments after gunshots rang out and crowds of people started running for cover. One question still on everybody's mind: who is responsible?
And Melissa, our team is working hard to try to make sure that you are up to speed with the latest on the investigation. We've got team coverage for you this evening. Michael Sandlin, also Trent Croce, both joining us live from Whitmer High School's campus. Michael breaking down the events of Friday night, and Trent got a chance to speak with school officials, students, and parents today on the emotional sides of things. But we're going to start with Michael Sandlin. Let's get an understanding of exactly what we know. We understand we know a little bit more about the victims tonight, Michael?
That's right, Jeff. That's 2 adults and 1 teenager. But there's good news. TPD says that all 3 are expected to recover. Now, it's already been 72 hours since the violence on Friday night, and TPD says they still don't have any suspects in custody, but they do say that their detectives are currently working on multiple leads. While we're still waiting to learn the identity of the person who pulled the trigger, some say that the violence and chaos that they caused will not soon be forgotten. It was supposed to be a regular night of Friday football. Players and audience members alike ready for another rivalry game between Whitmer and Central Catholic. Witnesses tell WTOL 11 that when the gunshots initially rang out, they weren't sure what they were hearing. But as the sounds became more clear, confusion turned into horror, sending panic through the stands and the field.
We saw children, adults, teens running away. And it was very, we didn't know what was going on.
And those who didn't run ducked for cover, such as this man protecting a young girl from gunfire. While some 16 members of law enforcement were working inside the stadium for security, it was outside the stadium where ambulances loaded the injured. 3 people suffered from non-life-threatening injuries, including 21-year-old Toledo resident Maurice Winfrey, Kissimmee, Florida native 28-year-old Brianna Burwell, and a 17-year-old Whitmer student who we're choosing not to name at this time. TPD representatives say while the shooter fled the scene, they're using every tool at their disposal to find who's responsible.
Yeah, so currently we have no one in custody. Detectives are following up on leads, checking surveillance video, interviewing witnesses. If anybody has any information about this incident, we would ask that they call or text Crime Stoppers.
WTOL 11. In a joint statement from the mayor, the chief of police, and the superintendent of Washington local schools, they write that security camera footage from here at the stadium has been particularly helpful in getting a potential quote-unquote target. We'll keep you updated on any arrests that happen, but for now, reporting in West Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin for WTOL 11.
Whitmer students and faculty headed back to class today following the shooting. School leaders addressed the situation and talked with the students about resources as well this morning. Trent Croce outside the high school now. He talked to the Whitmer family today. So, Trent, what has this been like for them coming back from this just on Friday?
Well, Melissa, an official I spoke to say walking into this school today, there were all kinds of emotions. And a family and a mother and an alumni from here also said that while this is a horrible situation, this has only brought what they are saying, Panther Nation, even closer together. And as you can see behind me, the class of 1987 donated this hashtag Whitmer Strong sign to commemorate and bring support to what happened on Friday. Now, the morning, the school held support groups for students and sectioned them off to approach the different groups differently. Students who were a part of the student section, football players, band members, as well as students who weren't at the game. The different groups met in separate areas of the school to express their own feelings or experiences and address resources available for them as well. They were also given QR codes which connect them to extra help. Now, one of the school directors tells me the events have affected more than just those students at the game.
We wanted to address our students, especially the students who were at the football game, but equally important are the students who weren't. There's a lot of guilt for not being there and being a support to your students or to your friends. And so we just knew that every student in this building was going to need some level of support. So we approached it with a multi-tiered attack.
Whitmer is also planning an orange out for the game on Friday at Clay and for the fight against gun violence. Now, Central Catholic did not have school today due to Columbus Day. They'll be back tomorrow where they address the situation on Friday and support for their community as well. Reporting live in West Toledo, Trent Croce, WTOL 11.
Well, as you heard, many people at Friday's game at Whitmer High School, they are having to deal with experiencing a level of trauma as a result. Today, we spoke with a local mental health therapist. She says desensitizing is the body's way of protecting itself, and speaking about your trauma is the best way to heal. One man who attended the game is now talking about his experience of having to cover a child on the field as those shots were going off outside.
At first, I thought there was a fight, so I turned around, looked at the crowd, but then I heard 2 gunshots. So I knew in that situation, you just get down. The next thing I thought of was get Mia down on the ground. And then, everybody started running. I just told Mia to stay down. We're gonna stay down and we'll let the police do their job.
He and that 6-year-old girl there doing well today. The doctor, the psychologist that we spoke with, says to heal from trauma, everybody needs to work together to focus on all forms of trauma within Toledo communities. Melissa?
This is a story we will continue to follow on air and online as the investigation into the shooting moves forward. You can download our free news app or go to our website, WTOL.com, for the latest.